Today I'm going to show you how to make these ham and cheese sliders. They are amazing.
Welcome y'all to Robyn on the Farm. Today we're going to be making some sliders. Sometimes I call these my Super Bowl sliders because I make them every year for the Super Bowl, but I also just make them all the time because they're really good. One of the reasons I make so much bread is to help feed my family. I like to feed my family well. It gives me a sense of purpose and some satisfaction, and so I love making bread. Yesterday I made a couple batches of my homemade buttery dinner rolls, and we ate a batch and a couple out of this batch, but I have enough to make sliders today. So if you want to learn how to make these buttery dinner rolls, I'll put a link. If you don't have your own homemade rolls, you can also get some King's Hawaiian rolls, a pound of those. Those work really good. But those have gotten so expensive. So if you want to do it the cheap way, make your own homemade rolls. So let's just get started. These are amazing. I like to bake these in my 10-inch cast iron skillet. You can put them in anything you want, but I like using my cast iron for this. So as you can see, I have almost a full batch of these rolls, and they're all stuck together. They're pull apart rolls. So if you buy your own rolls to make these, or you make your own rolls, the best kind for this is the pull apart rolls, so that they're all stuck together. So the first step is to cut your rolls in half horizontally. This is the hardest part, but just go ahead and do it. Don't be scared, just get in there. And if you have a big bread knife, that is definitely the easiest way to do it. This is my Mundial bread knife. I like it a lot. I've had this thing for years, and I've had a lot of other bread knives too over the years, but this is the one that I like. There we go. So just make sure all of your rolls are cut in half, even the ones in the middle. Let's see. Yep. See that? They're cut in half. Okay, now put the top aside and put the bottom of your rolls into your cast iron skillet or whatever you're using. Okay, stick that in there. I'm gonna put this little top piece here. Okay, so there it is so far. Now, you're gonna take a pound of ham or whatever kind of meat you wanna use. This works great with chicken and turkey too, but I got a good deal on this. My husband actually found this for 99 cents. So whenever we find a good deal on anything, we just stick it in the freezer and get it out when we want it. Okay, so I'm gonna take this lunch meat ham and I'm gonna put it all over the bottom of these rolls. These sliders are awesome to make if you need to feed a crowd. You can make a couple big batches of these really easily. Serve it with some fresh fruit and chips and some cookies, and you've got yourself a really good meal for a lot of people with very little effort. While you're doing this, you want to get your oven preheated to 350 degrees. Okay, now I have the ham covering the bottom of the rolls, and now I'm going to come in with some cheese. I just sliced up a block of cheese. If you have shredded cheese, that would be even easier, but I'm just gonna put this cheese all over it. So now we have the bottom of our rolls, the ham, and now the cheese. Now, I'm gonna put the top of my rolls back on here. Okay. This one isn't totally pretty because we're missing a couple rolls, but there we go. It looks pretty good, doesn't it? Now we can put this aside. Now it's time to mix up the sauce that goes on top of this. Now this is what makes these so good. Right now they're just plain old sandwiches, but when you put the sauce on top, ooh, they become special sliders. So you're gonna start out with 1 stick of melted butter. Now when you put this in the microwave, make sure you cover it with something, because if you've never had butter explode in your microwave, then you are one of the lucky ones, because I know I have, and I've done it several times. You would think I would learn from my mistake. But anyway, melt your butter, 1 stick of butter melted. And I'm just gonna mix it all up in this glass measuring cup so that it's easy, and I'm gonna be pouring this on top. So you're gonna want 2 tablespoons of brown sugar. I guess you should pack it, but I'm just gonna throw it in there. So 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of this minced dried onion. I just get this at Costco. It's a really great deal there. Okay, now a tablespoon of poppy seeds. These make it so good. Okay, a tablespoon of poppy seeds. Now a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. And you can see I just get the store brand. No need spending more money than you need to. So let's throw that in there. 1 tablespoon of Dijon mustard. You want 1.5 teaspoons of Worcestershire sauce. I'm probably saying that wrong. I think everybody says it a little bit differently. Now, those are all of our ingredients. We're just gonna mix it up now. Give it a good mix, super easy because the butter's melted. There's nothing really to mix up. Okay, so now is the magic time. I'm gonna kind of squish these in a little bit. Okay, we are gonna pour this all over these rolls. And it can just go anywhere. It can go to the bottom. It doesn't matter. You just kind of want to cover them nicely with this sauce. This 10-inch cast iron is like the perfect size for this. I'm just going to kind of put the sauce, make sure it kind of gets everything a little wet. Because this is where all the flavor comes from. This is what makes it so good. That's it. Pretty simple to assemble. So now my oven is preheated to 350. I'm gonna cover these with some aluminum foil. You're gonna stick these in your oven for 15 minutes covered with aluminum foil. Then you're gonna take the aluminum foil off and let them continue cooking for about 10 more minutes. And that's just gonna let all the cheese melt and get them nice and hot. And then you're gonna have yourself a good meal. These are amazing ham and cheese sliders. Try them out. Super simple. You saw how easy it was to make them. So I'm excited for this really great lunch that we're about to eat. Thank you so much for being here on Robyn on the Farm, and I will see you next time.
I'll put the recipe for these ham and cheese sliders down in the description. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe.